Right, so GE, what I would do first is I would just look for historically, even maybe go back to the 1 week, just to see what kind of main pattern this is in. It looks like we've established somewhat of a bottom here. Depending on how long you're wanting to be in the trade, what I would first do is maybe draw a fib from the all-time high to the all-time lows, just to kind of get an idea of what it was doing. You could see it came right up and tested the 0.5, so that could be repeated behavior later on. Now we're just stuck down here in this little consolidation. Not a very clear pattern. This was probably a super cycle, A, B, C. So now this could be a new wave 1. If it didn't make a lower low, we're still in a new wave cycle, which it looks like maybe we didn't. It's hard to tell. It looks like a lower low. All right, so we're not in a new wave cycle. We made a lower low than before, so what I'd do now is go into the daily. I'm just gonna kind of tone this one down so it's not so obvious here. It's there, but we're not really looking at it that close, but you can see where it rejected 0.5. A 50% retracement is pretty typical from a big move like that. So now what I'm going to do is go from this 50% retracement down to our next low here. I'll make this brighter so it's able to be seen and stands out. So if I'm looking at this, I'm going to think that we have a possibility to go to 50% retracement, but the market looks a little weak right now and we're overextended. GE has lagged a lot, and what this could be is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to finalize the last wave down. So put my Elliott waves. This is our peak. So if we made a 1 down here, this clearly looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to call that our wave 1, which is usually the smallest. Wave 2 generally retraces the whole way. Wave 3s are extended. This looks pretty much like a wave 3 to me. This is clearly an ABC up. And then this looks like another 5-part movement down. So just to clarify here, our ABC up, A, B, C. So now looking at this, what I want to figure out is, are we in a new Elliott wave pattern? Are we now starting to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up? Which it kind of looks like. So I'm going to go into the 30-minute and get a better look at this. Actually, let's look at the hour. 30 minutes a little bit much. All right, so we could see that our most recent lowest low is here. So I'm going to adjust this just slightly. Right about there. Now, this definitely looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up. It's very small. This would be considered a minuscule wave. So I could count this as our 1, 2, looks like a 1, 2, 3. It does not go back into the peak of 1, and then an extended wave 5. So now our wave 2s, this makes up one wave 1. Wave 2 is often a full retracement, so we almost got that. I just want to see where we ended up. It looks like we came, this was our lowest low. So now we've got a new wave 1, 2, almost a full retracement. To me, this looks like this next whole part's going to be a wave 3, maybe to here or here. So there's going to be a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 within this. This looks like our wave 1 of wave 3, wave 2 of wave 3, wave 3 of wave 3, wave 4 of wave 3, and wave 5 of wave 3, probably here, because this looks like an ABC, and it came back down into the peak of 1. So I'm going to call this our wave 3. Now, what I would be inclined to think is we're going to correct a little bit more down. Generally, a wave 4 would step down, so I'm just going to label that there for now. Notice I'll put that at the next fib level. Now a wave 3, you can draw a Fibonacci retracement from the bottom of wave 2 to the top of wave 3. I'm not going to count this random wick. primarily because I think that is our ABC, which would be kind of like this. So from the top of wave 3 down to here, up, and it could go back down. Now if we stopped here, that'd be a very shallow retracement, but it's possible. If so, I would look for a big bounce to set a new all-time high. Not all-time, sorry, recent high. And what we can determine of how high that might go is from the top of wave 3. If we get to here, these generally go between 1.618 and 2. Conservatively, I'd put this about here, and that would complete the pattern. So now, just delete these for real quick. Where do I think this is going to go after we hit 5? If we end up there and move this down to the start of our wave 1, generally a wave 3 can't come into the top of wave 1. So now our larger wave pattern, I'll just make a different color. Starting here, we had our wave 1, 2. If this goes up to 3, 4 is going to come down. 382 or 0.5 is pretty common. It looks like it does shallow retracements, so possibly 0.3 to 82. And judging by the slope of wave 1, that took a long time, so I'd give it at least till earnings. And then our wave 5 is going to be upward. Now if, oops, I accidentally moved another one here. Where'd that go? Put that back, sorry. Now, once we do get there, what I'm going to imagine, again, is if we draw a projection from the peak, if that's our wave 5, to the bottom of wave 4, if that's our wave 4, these generally would chase the 1.618 again, which is going to be somewhere around $14. So, in my opinion, that is probably what's going to happen, given that wave 3 is generally a shallow retracement. Our prior wave 3s, at least on the way down, were also very shallow retracements. Just my guess, I'm not always right, but it looks like this pattern is near completion and we're now maybe resuming an uptrend. Hope that helps.